What's up, BFC?
Hey.
We're back from the dead after a while. Yeah. Here, quiet for me. But we're back, and it's 1914, and so I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but I have some in the works if I ever get around to actually making them. And we've been like 5 weeks or so without actually playing a game and recording it. We played like a G.I. Joe battle and had some just relaxing nights and stuff, but we're back. Stratego, We the People, but we didn't record any of those. And so as you see, here's the setup. In 1914, we played this before we started recording everything last year. We had a game of this where BFC was the Allies and I was the Central Powers. And I lost. And now I'm the Allies and he's the Central Powers, and we're kind of having a rematch, only on the reverse sides. We got our special money here that I made up in Microsoft Word and laminated with packing tape because I'm cheap. So instead of buying money, I made it. We got our book over here that we're going to be reading from. Maybe not for the whole game, but at least for probably this night for sure, and maybe a couple other ones. Barbara W. Tuchman, The Guns of August. And then we got this here, that is just a chart, and we're going to do 1 turn equals 1 season of a year. So a complete year would take 4 turns to complete, spring, summer, fall. As we all know, the war was declared on July 28th, so it'll start, yep, in 1914 in summer, and then the war ended in autumn of 1918, November 11th. And just a quick update on the chart over here that we probably don't show ever, but this is what we keep track of, all the victories and stuff. And BFC is 1 ahead victory of me. So this is to tie it up for all the marbles. And I guess we shall see you after turn 1.
Yeah.
Alright everyone, turn 1 is over, and just like we're back, so is the fact. Tradition of Sebastian Bastion.
Yes.
Patent pending. Read an excerpt from a historical book. Today's excerpt comes from The Guns of August by Barbara Tuchman.
Okay, this is the fact. Like a swinging scythe, the 5 German armies of the right wing and center cut into France from Belgium after the Battle of the Frontiers. 1,000,000 Germans were in the invading force whose leading columns, shooting and burning, entered French territory on August 24th. No breakthrough was made on the Lorraine front, where the 2 armies of the left wing under Prince Rupprecht continued to struggle in prolonged battle against the furious resistance of Castelnau's and Dubail's armies. Then the long white highways of northern France, cutting a swath 75 miles wide, the German right wing was on the march to Paris, with Kluck's army on the extreme right seeking to envelop the Allied line. Joffrey's immediate problem was to halt the retreat of his own armies, while at the same time shifting weight to the left to create a force strong enough to check the enemy's enveloping movement and be capable of resuming the offensive. That's just kind of the setup of where this was at that time. It's kind of the beginning of the war. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. I think the whole book is only it only covers like the first couple months of the war or something.
Yeah.
And the very start of it. So it's very fitting that we play that. We read that for the first couple rounds. What happened? Well, Austria, as you know, invaded Serbia, left a guy there. Invaded Romania, took it handedly. They did invade Ukraine, but they only had a guy and an artillery left. And they also invaded Venice, but only had a guy and artillery left. The attackers and the defenders both started the round very strong, rolling like lots of good dice. It's kind of slowed down towards the end, though. The Russians pushed the Austrians out of Ukraine, went down into Galicia, moved some reinforcements up to Poland, built a plain. Last time we played, we played how normal Axis and Allies is, where like an artillery, one artillery piece supports one infantry, and we did that for our planes and artillery in this game. One plane supported one artillery. But we read the rules and figured out that we played that wrong, and now planes are getting built all over the place because now they support all artillery units, not just
powerful.
one. So that happened. The Germans pushed into Poland, pushed into France. They attacked Lorraine, but they only had a couple guys in artillery left, and moved some guys down to help support the Austrians. They gathered their fleet there, sent the U-boats over there, and sank the British or the English ships over on Canada. And that was pretty much it. The French sent their fleet up to help guard the Italians. They took their transports and took Portugal. The battleship came over and sank the German sub that was there, moved up to Picardy, and retook Lorraine pretty handedly. I think that was it. Moved some guys up. Libya there, the Gold Coast. The Germans didn't do anything down here. The English took a couple, or they moved some men down here. This guy came over. The transport from here came down. This guy came over, took that. Oops. And this transport came over from here, grabbed a couple guys, and a man and artillery from India, placed them right there, plus the guys they get. British took this with the army from Egypt. The cruiser stayed there. That cruiser came from India. They moved a guy in artillery up into Picardy, built 3 transports, and a fighter in London. They did build a couple guys in India as well. Moved their fleet down to 8, and that's pretty much it for them. And then we got the Ottomans, who took Bulgaria, got their army running up there, moved down, built 5 men in Constantinople, moved some guys down to the Syrian desert, some into Mesopotamia, and into Smyrna. The Italians retook Venice with the guys from Piedmont and the one man from Tuscany. Moved up their reinforcements from Rome, built a couple artillery and a plane, destroyed the Austrian Navy. So the Austrian Navy did not do nearly as good this time. Last time we played, the Austrian Navy stayed fully intact, beat the Italians, the British, and the French, and they only came out, they sallied out at the end of the game after probably like 20 turns or something insane, and hit the mines really bad in 17. We got weakened, and then the American ships actually came over and sank them. That's what happened to them in the last game. This game, they got sank, but they did not go without a fight. So the Italians, their fleet consists of a damaged battleship. That's it. The guys from Libya came up. The man artillery came up, took Albania. We got the free men there, so trying to be a pain to the Austrians. And they moved their guy up. The Americans built transports, and that's it. They didn't do much. And so that's it for turn 1. BFC's out in the taking a phone call. So, he's back.
Sorry, guys.
So I just got done with a turn overview. Anything you want to add?
It's been interesting. Kind of an interesting start, you know.
All right, and like I said, I'm gonna do this week by week. So every week there'll be a video up. That way it keeps.
Do take a while.
The rounds take a while, and it'll be like a part. You can follow it as it goes along in real time, more or less.
Become a winter tradition for us too.
Kind of. This is the second winter in a row that we've played.
Yeah.
World War I.
Very fitting. It seems fitting to play this in the cold. I mean, I don't know why.
And
I think of it being cold.
And we got our paper here that we're gonna keep track, and every time the rounds get done, I'm gonna write the date in the box. The spring X is out because the war wasn't happening in 1914 in the spring. It started in the summer, and the yellow is when the war ended historically. But I left some extra boxes just in case we go over. And so yeah, I guess
In the round 1.
that is the end of round 1, and we will
Any
see you.
thoughts or comments? Comment below. Tell us what you
Yeah.
think.
I guess we'll either see you in the next video, I suppose. All right. Peace.